And we've got a list of these questions right now, and I know some of these you've already answered in your MythBusters, Kristen. So let's kind of skip 11 and 12, and I think maybe 13 if we can hit.
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the first questions that were submitted here are what are closing costs and how much will they be?
Great question. Closing costs are the painful part of the process, and they can get very high. So depending on whether you're buying or selling, but they're easy to identify. So if you're a seller, your closing costs are primarily going to be, if you're using the professional realtor, you're going to have a commission. You're going to have to pay for a survey. Typically, if you're in an unincorporated area with a sewer and a well, you'll have to pay for a sewer and well inspection, but that's not really a closing cost, but it is a cost to consider when selling. And then you'll have title fees. In Illinois, we have a seller gets to select title, so therefore a seller has the privilege of paying for title, and they buy the policy for the buyer. If the buyer is obtaining a loan, then they'll also have to buy an additional policy to cover the lender. Additional closing costs for the seller will include the attorney, which ranges from, I've seen from very little amounts to very high amounts. I like to caution people from spending too little on their attorney. You want to make sure that you're working with someone who's not just kind of throwing you in a boiler room of paralegals who are going to do this. They don't know who you are. They don't answer your calls, and it makes it difficult to get those deals transferred. That's why we always recommend you work with attorneys we've worked with in the past and have had successful dealings with. But it doesn't mean you can't choose your own attorney by all means. If you're a buyer, you're going to have some fees to pay for your loan product, and then coming soon, buyers are going to have an extra expense to consider. In the past, the commission was typically always paid by the seller to the seller's listing agent, and then that listing agent would then share some of those funds with the buyer's agents. But new policy coming in August.